paint may not be perfect, but it is real painted. In other words, your first trial, your first experiment, your first attempt at innovation may not be perfect, but that shouldn't stop you from trying. You never can tell. Leadership is as important as followership. When you have great minds as followers, don't you think it determines the quality of leaders they choose to lead them? Welcome to my channel. Good day and welcome to another video. This is your host on this channel, Elevate with Uche. It's the festive season of the year. A lot of activities are happening, in the world of business and all the work that needs to be put in to ensure that the year ends on a high. We can see it, we can feel it, and yeah, we're going to take advantage of it as well. Welcome to another video and thank you for clicking towards this video. Today, you know that just as the name of my channel suggests, Elevate with Uche, I like to bring anything that has the capacity to elevate my viewers, such that if you watch such content, you're a lot better. If something is elevated in you, your mind, your perception, your value, something good. Yes. So on this channel, basically what I do is have conversations about different areas of life and also bring to you anything or any information that has the capacity to elevate you or any content that has the capacity to make you an elevated version of yourself. And I also teach communication. I'm specifically referring to a leadership conference that I attended. I just want to share with you some of the highlights of the conference for me and encourage you to take a step further to check it out in full, not on my channel but on the official channel of the host of the conference. So I'm talking about the Excellence in Leadership Conference hosted by the Star Christian Center. It's a leadership conference where there's no stopping you based on race or religion, or everyone is welcome. It's a leadership conference. And when we talk about leadership, we're not talking specifically about those in government or your boss in the office. Everyone at their own level is a leader. And leadership even starts from self-leadership. So leadership is a skill that can be taught. So leadership starts from self-leadership before influencing any other person. So when you break it down to that level, you see that everyone has the capacity to lead if they are taught. It's a skill, just like every other skill you need to learn and be good at with practice. So the Excellence in Leadership Conference was held between the 7th and 8th of November 2024, and it was a 2-day conference with speakers that came prepared, speakers that spoke to different aspects of the conference topic, which is the innovative leader. The conference started with the first speaker, who is also the host of the conference, referring to Pastor Adeyemi, as he's popularly known. So he teaches leadership. He has trained in this regard as well. So he advises businesses, corporate leaders, government officials, at that level. So he teaches leadership at a very high level. He's the host of the conference, and so he was the first speaker, and he spoke about the innovative leader. The host of the conference introduced the conference and was the first speaker. He started with a story that I found very interesting. The seatbelt used to be horizontal, used to be across the waist, somewhere here. But it was discovered that when accidents happened, even though it will prevent a hit, whenever there's an accident, it usually will cause a damage to the internal organs because the force of the seatbelt pushed in that direction and had a tendency to injure the internal organs. So a Swedish engineer came along the line who has knowledge, of course, in this area, and said, okay, instead of it being this way, because it was still causing some problem, the seat belt in cars should rather be this way. And so manufacturers started to manufacture seat belts in this manner. So innovation, which he defined as simply finding solutions to problems, is taking something that seems like it's already working and bringing another solution from what seems like, okay, I think we've gotten to the best, but you're improving and creating a solution from what already exists. Right after the host of the conference was his wife, Pastor Leke Adeyemi, who also came to speak about the soul of an innovative leader, and also started by saying that for a lot of us, especially if you're a Nigerian, you can relate. And I remember how boys will roll or come up with the idea of a tire from almost anything, maybe the cover of a bucket, there's these the crown corks, they could be string, but you could see innovation at work, even though it's a plaything. We created kites, boats from papers, from and we will play with these things. And she said that is innovation. We just were not innovating to solve a problem, we innovated to play. She talked about some food combinations that nobody knows. We don't know the name, but somebody says, okay, I think I can put this biscuit and add some milk to it and solve the problem of hunger. So she was of the opinion that we've always been innovative, but somehow we stopped somewhere when life started to hit and we were growing and facing reality. We're like, oh, we have to just take what's available. So that dampened that zeal to innovate. No, and she spoke a lot about the soul of an innovative leader, and the message is on the official YouTube channel of this. So just separate and listen. Listen to get some insight from these speakers. That's how to grow. That's how to be better. And I promise you that if you are big on elevation, if you're big on leadership, you're going to find the speakers very interesting. The next name I'm going to be mentioning was, for me, one of the highlights of the conference, and I'm talking about Mr. Leke Alder. He is such an amazing man. Okay, so this was the technique he used. He called his message a satire. And you know what a satire means? When you use humor to pass a message across, and you can be speaking in ironies as well with satire. That was what he did. He said there was a country where gari is produced in large quantities. They eat gari so much, it's their staple food, and the name of this country is Garinja. And then he said that the concept, every government has a form of government that guides how they operate. And he said for Garinja, it is Moluelism. From the word Molue, I don't know if you are of the generation who understands what Molue is. It's a kind of disorderly bus that carried a lot of people. Some people sit and some people stand. It's usually, he just used that. It was such a beautiful session, using it to talk about the innovative leader and what leadership truly should be. So he used satire to pass his message across. How a lot of anyhowness goes on in the country of Garinja. Well, of course, we know the country he is referring to. It was such a beautiful. I can listen to that message again and again. So he's talked about the wrong things that happens in this country called Garinja, how it's always contradicting. We say we practice democracy, but then there's ballot box snatching during elections. He says it's a country full of contradictions and a lot. So he outlined all of this and then spoke about what an actual leader should be, what the leaders of Garinja should actually be doing as opposed to what is presently happening. It was a beautiful. Check it out, please. I'm begging you. Check these things out, and you will see why I'm excited. If you are not interested after watching, for example, maybe it's not your cup of tea, but like I said, leadership is everyone's business. And whenever leadership is mentioned, let's quit looking at the president, the governor, the House of Rep members. Yes, there are leaders at that level, but you as an individual, you're also leading. If you're a parent, that makes you a leader. If you are a manager at your workplace, that makes you a leader. And if you are not even leading anyone directly, how about leading yourself? There's a concept called self-leadership. So you see this leadership talk, no one is exempt. Nobody. Well, that was Leke Alder's session. And then that was for day one. Then day two came. Okay, there was one other speaker for day one, but I'm rushing through this video. So four speakers altogether on day one, and on day two we heard Cabasa, the innovation process. He spoke about the innovation process and laid a lot of emphasis on the fact that nothing is absolutely new in the real sense of the word. People just keep innovating. Somebody does something, gets to a point, another person takes that same thing and gets a different output, another product from something that is the same. And being a musical person, he interpreted what he was talking about using music. He played a song that had a particular instrumental from a foreign artist and then played another one by a Nigerian with the same instrumental. So he was telling us that the instrumentals are the same, but the songs are different. This one will call it R&B, and this other one will call it it's rap. Cabasa was the first speaker on the second day, and then Adora Mbelu, who spoke about bringing order from chaos. She made her point from Genesis 1 that in the beginning there was chaos, there wasn't order. If I paraphrase, there wasn't order, but then God said, and then He stepped in, but God stepped in and started to bring order into chaos. Oh, let there be light, let the waters separate, let there be day, let there be night. So she spoke from that point of view and how it is that even as an individual, yes, there might be chaos. There's something you can do. There's a new insight you can get. There's a new perspective you can get that can turn a chaotic situation to one where there is order. And she ended on when she said, your first paint, I'm paraphrasing now, your first paint may not be perfect, but it is real. Paint it. Your first paint may not be perfect, but it is real. Paint it. In other words, your first trial, your first experiment, your first attempt at innovation may not be perfect, but that shouldn't stop you from trying. You never can tell. Do it nonetheless and continue to get better from there. When you look at those who were called innovators from time past, none of them got it right the first time, did they? No, they did not. They didn't. They kept on practicing to make it better and better and better until it got to the point where they succeeded at their level. And then another generation comes that takes what they have made or that innovation of that generation, adds a thing or two to it, and something brand new is created. So we continue to be innovative at different levels in the way we see challenges and all of that. It was a conference that will charge you up to be a better version of yourself in terms of being an innovative leader, from your thoughts to finding solutions to problems. Listen to the speakers share these insights and gems, and you will be glad you did. Yes, and I'm bringing you the update. I didn't keep it to myself. No, because if we all get it right with self-leadership, with leadership at the very basic levels, it adds up to the kind of expectation we have for leaders at the top. Leadership is as important as followership. When you have great minds as followers, don't you think it determines the quality of leaders they choose to lead them? Food for thought. And on that thoughtful note, I have come to the end of today's video. I hope you got a thing or two. I sure did, even though I attended the conference, I sure did while talking about it. And we can just continue to become better and better with the right kind of information. I hope to see you in my next video. Please don't be a stranger. Like, comment, and share. Were you part of the conference? Did you attend it? Or are you going to watch the videos? Are you going to listen to the speakers? Let me know. You can share with me what you think about any speaker, any highlight for you. I'd love to know and I'd love to engage with you. I will be seeing you in my next video. Do not be a stranger, like I said, and take care of yourself.